Well, President Goodluck Jonathan is assuring Nigerians that all those who took part in the attacks that claimed several lives in the country, especially the recent one that occurred just before the Easter holiday in Yanya, Abuja, will pay for it. President Goodluck Jonathan gave this assurance at this year's National Prayers and Breakfast meeting at the presidential villa today in Abuja. Well, the president thanked all those who have shown dedication to the country, even in the face of the attacks and losses, asking them not to relent as their support has gone a long way to give him the courage to work for the good of all. State House correspondent Chukuma Onekusi reports.
No matter the situation and circumstances, their faith is built on solid ground. That seems to be the hope of Nigerian Christians as they gather in the presidential villa for the fourth presidential national prayer and breakfast that come immediately after Easter and the fasting that goes with it.
To ask God for more grace for the rest part of the torturous and checkered journey so far.
The only lesson of the day taken from the book of Luke, chapter 13, was delivered by the First Lady, Mrs. Patience Jonathan.
Verse 31 to 33.
There were also prayers for the nation, the president and other leaders, and all those who lost their lives following the Boko Haram attacks. The prayer here is that God will behold from heaven and intervene in the affairs of the nation.
In the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
There were also calls for forgiveness for sins, especially for a change of heart by those behind terror in the land. Even visitors recognize the fact that Nigeria needs peace now more than ever before.
To thank God for what he has done.
Professor Vincent Aniborgo, director of the National Institute for Transformation, came with very inspiring words for the president and concerned Nigerians.
Nations such as South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, and Israel, they have all emerged from major historical threats of annihilation to become great nations that they are today. My fellow Nigerians, if history is anything to go by, times of adversity has always been a season of growth as nations engage constructively to think their way out of their quagmire. Nigeria will not be different.
President Goodluck Jonathan prayed for the repose of the souls of the departed, promising that all those who take part in the attacks that claim innocent citizens must pay for it. He thanked Nigerians for standing for justice and called for divine wisdom and increased vigilance.
No matter what government does, we cannot recover the dead. But one thing we promise is that all those who took part in that act will surely pay for it.
The president reassured that no criminal enemies will derail the vision to transform Nigeria and bring it at par or even better than most developed nations. Chukuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.